All right, cool. Coolios. Now we'll just do this real quick. Oops. There we go. Oh, son of a bitch. Motherfucker. Let's see if we can do this. Kind of. This does kind of work, but we need to do some adjustments. Hum. Okay, Jesus fucking jingle balls. Motherfucker. Oh, wait. Oh, I think I got that. That ain't gonna work. I thought it would make it kind of badass, but no. There we go. I think that works. I think this can work. I think that should be okay for volume. Did you ever fix it so you can watch videos here? I mean, YouTube doesn't support that. I'm just doing them directly from YouTube for right now. At least with my current phone, I don't like with Streamlabs. It ain't gonna work. I keep fucking like putting off on testing this bad boy, but I got my weekend coming up actually pretty soon. I'm only working tomorrow, then today, yesterday, and then oh my fucking god, my brain, Jesus Christ, today and then tomorrow. So Tuesday, I'm gonna fucking kind of harangue the deets on that shit because I really want you to hear the song. I mean, fuck. I mean, just link it to me on Discord, and I'll have to listen to it afterwards. Full on power metal. Oh yeah, I definitely want to at least check out Greyhawk because that was the band I was wanting to go see yesterday on Saturday, but I was like in hibernation squirrel mode, like just out of it, bro. Like I was just straight zonked out from like the 7 days straight of working on top of like all that deep clean from like from the whole 2 weeks, from that old ordeal. And then today, it wasn't too bad, but for the first chunk of the day, I was just so fucking out of it. I finally kind of was able to regain my energy and shit like that, but fuck, dude, I was zonked out, from just busting my hump. Luckily, it ain't too bad now, but holy shit, bro, it was rough there for a minute. God damn it! Come on, bitch. Oh, I know how I can keep this fucker in place. I'll use. Yeah, there we go. That should help. That should help a little bit. Come on, I want to get that son of a fucking whore. Maybe if I use the top chunk of it. Feral Darkness. Hell yeah. Okay. Alright, I think if I just don't fuck with it, I think we might be alright here. I think if we just don't fuck with it, we should be okay. I couldn't really say hello, but I could at least wave while I was doing that. Yeah, that's gay. That is metal. Oof. I'm assuming we got ourselves a furry in here. Don't worry, I am too. That's actually kind of the reason why the whole husky thing is there. Might as well make the whole persona the online persona. Kind of meld it all into one band. Just kind of been, you know, like the thing forever now at this rate. Though I will admit, I'm not like such a hardcore furry that I have a fursuit yet. I got other stuff. I recently got these cute little. Well, actually, I should probably. Well, yeah, they should be okay. I recently got a bunch of these cute little stickers. I actually put a few of these up at, you know, at the bar and then at some of the light posts around here because I like to do that sometimes. Well, 5076 plate, I'm gonna turn that up. I know they ain't copyrighted, so I can play that louder. Dude, I can't wait to see these guys again live here pretty soon. You know, this poor boy has never known a woman's touch. You know that is fucking bullshit, bro. You could literally go back on one of my karaoke streams and see this woman literally come up to me, give a peck on the cheek, and the only reason why I didn't really go all the way with that is just because that she was a little intoxicated and I was a little sober because I was only there for like an hour at most. So I'm way more sober than she was, and she was heading out with her friends. Probably to make sure she, you know, got home safe. So I wanted to make sure, you know, all was good. I haven't seen her since, and, you know, we've chatted up and stuff. We have her number, so every now and then we text, too. I mean, it's like, come on, man. You can't, like, dude, I'm 27 years old. I mean, look, yeah, have I, you know, had much sex experience with women? Nowhere near as much as men. But that's kind of the perk of being bi. Like, you know, it can kind of go, you know, either way, right? To grow up so fast. Fuck you, bro. Grow up so fast. Come on. Come on. Honestly, if I had, like, you know, not really, like, you know, mental shit broadly, but at least, like, fucking, I don't know, like, you know, at least just, like, kind of household stability broad shit. I mean, I would definitely be a little bit, you know, more active about putting myself out there. I just kind of have myself out there about, in the sense of just like, yeah, I'm just expressing myself. If you want to chat it up, come by, or whatever, you know. But like, I'm not really gonna like, I don't know, like, you know, not like be on the, you know, like assertive side to it. Well, it's not even the right word, but I mean, you know what I mean. Be the one to like establish, you know, the conversation thing. At least for now. I mean, just mainly because, like I said, like if I were to like take a chick back to this place or something, you know, it's just like not a good look for now. Given time, it will, but for now, and honestly, it's looking way fucking better than it has been in the past. So it's just one of those things where it's like, it's a work in progress. And once I think that shit kind of settles out a little bit, I'd be more, you know, able to kind of focus on that and not really feel like, you know, I got a lot of, you know, household shit that needs to be dealt with. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I'm just lucky to have a fucking spot in the first place. Because I had some people at the bar be like, you know, you got a spot, right? And I'm like, I'm one of the few people my age that's privileged to have a place right now and not have to worry about much outside of just, you know, pitching with utilities and bills and stuff because it's outside the city. So, I mean, I'm, you know, it's like when it comes to that, honestly, it ain't really that bad. Oh, it's New Mexico. I mean, sure. I mean, it won't. Well, I mean, it's definitely a place I would love to visit. I mean, New Mexico, you know, it's got that desert beauty and charm. I mean, I want to see shit like that. Oregon's got a little bit of it. But, I mean, the thing is, like, I mean, you know, when it comes to my roots, it's here, you know? Like, I want to at least, you know, be somewhere around here. You know, whether it's in Milwaukee or really anywhere else, too. I mean, you know, because it's, well, you know, so it's in, I know, and like it's not like soon, but in terms of life, it's gonna be soon. Where there definitely needs to, I think, have some ultimatums going down because like uh okay, it looked like we had a hiccup there, but hmm? Jesus Christ, I'm having hiccups. What the fuck? Okay, just give it a second here. Sweet malarkey. You have choppy. I know it's choppy. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm just kind of give it a minute. Maybe it might just been an internet hiccup. Yeah, I'll give it a sec. I still have what I was gonna say pinned. I just want to make sure it ain't being choppy. It looks like it's being smooth now, but Gucci. It looks like it's Gucci, so I'm assuming it should be okay. I'm thinking, but yeah, like I was saying, it's like pretty soon I'm gonna definitely have to like think about this place too because like I mean it's one of those things where I don't really want to have to face the fucking reality, but it is a reality where it's like in the next 5 years at least, one of my parents is like, like one of my parents is gonna pass. Whether it's my dad or my mom, arguably probably my dad. He does not take care of himself nowhere near like my mom does, and so it's like if he ain't here, it's just me running this fucking place. And there ain't no fucking goddamn way I'm gonna be able to like figure everything out with this fucking place. So it's like, I believe he can survive. It's not that I don't believe that, but like I'm gonna be left basically with a thumb up my ass, wondering what the fuck to do for a little bit. And even if whether it's my dad or my mom that's still around, frankly, hopefully, not to talk shit about my dad, but like hopefully my mom is the one that stays around longer. Like, cause I mean, I think, cause I mean, fuck, I really hate to kind of like throw my dad under the bus a little bit. I'm not gonna lie because I mean, it's not like he hasn't been there in my life, but growing up, my mom always has been there for my fucking life. And my dad, nowhere near as much. And in fact, honestly, there's been a lot of times where he on a fucking have been here, for me in different times in my life growing up where he just wasn't. Mainly because of either work or because he was really bad down when it came to being an alcoholic. Like legitimately. And that's where a lot of that shit came from. And the thing is, it's just like for me, it's honestly in a weird way, there's a lot of elements of the burden where it's like he doesn't really keep up with his own self when it comes to like feeding himself on shit because he just dirties up shit. I'm not really great or the best at it either necessarily, but I make sure to at least clean my shit up at least for the most part. And it's just one of those things where it's like, I mean, it's just hard to like, I don't know, like I mean, it's kind of hard to like click in a sense of trying to get shit done. Being a friend and hanging out, chatting, whatever, what all that stuff, sure. It's like, like that's fine, Danny. But when it comes to being like a father, it's never really there. And I feel like he's just always been lackluster because the thing is, it's never really had to. Like, because the thing is, like, when my sister was born, like, he was moving to Oregon. Like, he pretty much fucking left, my sister's mom and shit. Like, I don't know all the details or the reasons for it. I honestly kind of forgot everything about that because I know it's been told to me once, and I also heard about some different shit because one of my sister's uncles or whatever the fuck, from her side, was being driven home with me and my dad in the back seat. I was on one end, that guy was in the middle, and Dad was on the other end, and he was like, it's because it's a whole family thing. I still had grudge for you fucking abandoning her, bro. I'd still beat your ass if I could. And, like, you just saying shit like that. I was sitting there like, what the fuck happened when that shit happened? Because all these years and that motherfucker saying that shit, I was drunk as fuck, obviously, and I don't know if he truly meant it, but it's like, whoa, what the fuck really happened when that shit went down when he left? Like, I don't know all the details. And it sounds like there's a lot of shit I probably won't ever know. You know what? Probably for the best, because at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, I have a close connection with my sister. Hardly ever see her, but every time we've talked, especially very deeply, the time we were in Iceland, we bonded a lot. You know, so and I'm about to be an uncle for her. Like, that's pretty fucking wild. You know, I never thought, I'd be an uncle this quick. I thought my brother would, be the one having a kid and I'd be uncle, for, with him first. But not yet. My sister's the one who did that. I'm just like, woo! Definitely a lot more of a reason to be in close in touch with her. Like, just straight up, Uncle Ignar, No. Like, I'm going to be the cool uncle, which is going to be hard because, fuck, dude, like, my sister's already kind of a badass as it is. Like, I mean, so it's going to be hard to compete for being a cool uncle, dude. Holy dude, I'm not going to lie. It's kind of fucking weird to think about that, man. Like, because I don't like kids myself, but I've always been okay with being like the uncle, or whatever. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm fine with. I would love that. Let my other, siblings do the passing of the family genes. Like, I'm Gucci. So, like, I'd love to be the fucking cool uncle. You know what I mean? Quirky, but a cool, badass uncle. Uncle, why does your face always smell bad? That's because I had some dead plants in there and I haven't yet figured that out, how to clean it out entirely. So, it's one of those things where it happens occasionally. And like, sometimes adults procrastinate, and I unfortunately was one of them adults. Not always. Legit had a kid ask me that once. Well, I mean, they do look like a vase. I mean, yeah. All right, yeah. I can see it. You know what's playing right now? Oh. Less Than Jake. And I've been discovering some new, like, ska punk bands lately. Like, I just recently discovered the Dead Milkman and Less Than Jake not too long ago. And, dude, they're fucking awesome bands. I'm just like, what the hell? How come I've now just found them out? Nah, shit. When you get down, I'm going to my favorite movie, Grandpa's Boy. Bro, I've seen that movie, and I've also seen, like, the extended cut, Grandpa 1.5 or whatever it's called. Or whatever it is. I'm pretty sure I've seen that movie. Is that, like, the fucking John Knoxville shit? Or am I thinking of a different movie or what? That's the one with, like, John Knoxville and the grandpa aesthetic, and he's got the kid? No? Okay, so I have not seen this then. Well, maybe I have. I don't know. Remind me. Remind me to, like, the TLDR, like, prothetes and shit. Because sometimes I do this. Where I'll forget, like, a movie I've seen before, and then someone reminds me of, like, a plot scene or a detail or something. I'm like, oh, wait, I have seen that. Oh, shit. That's happened to me before. So, give me a kick on down. I might actually know it. This one of the gamers versus the genius game programmer is also shady as fuck. Grandma's Boy. About gamers, and one of them is a genius. I think it's ringing the bell. I think, but at the same time, I feel like I'm thinking of different movie names, though. Because I guess, like, that general plot point isn't necessarily, like, not, like, common, but also not rare either. Maybe I haven't seen it. Maybe you're right. Maybe I haven't seen this one. Because honestly, you said, like, grandma, so I was like, oh, wait, bad grandpa? Like, yeah, you know what? I even did it there. Like, I was like, yeah, okay, so yeah, it obviously isn't that, so. Well, okay, whatever. I haven't seen it, but all right. I'm all right. Let's do it. Let's watch that shit. Have you seen Spaceballs yet, though? Because I don't know if you have or not. Honestly, I know there's a few movies that I think I can introduce you to. I don't know if you've seen... how are you about war dramas? Do you like war films? because there's actually a pretty good war movie that I've seen before that's actually free on YouTube, at least last time I checked, because that's where I watched it. It's called The Beast. It's about a Soviet. Che wants me to watch Spaceballs with her. You know what? Movie night, bro. We're doing some movie night shit when I get down there, bro. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. Spaceballs, The Beast, what else? There's got to be some movies we haven't seen, or maybe I've seen, or y'all have seen. I love a good war movie. Last movie I watched was Fury. That Fury's pretty good. It's not necessarily my favorite, but it's a good one. It's a good one. I don't know if you've seen The Beast, but that's a good one. It's from the 80s, 1981, and it's about the Soviet-Afghan War, and it's a good movie. Like, I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's a fun one. What's another one? Haven't seen any of those. Well, The Beast is a really good one. Have you what's another really good one? That I know is pretty good. Wait, didn't the Soviets invade the mid-80s? The Soviet-Afghan War? No, it was like the late 70s, early 80s. It was during that point. It's like 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, I think, somewhere around that period. It was definitely at least 1980 for sure. Like, so the war was already going on at least for a full year. The Soviet-Afghan War is at least early 80s, mid-ish 80s, but I know it at least started in like either 79 or 80. I mean, I might be a little wrong. I mean, you can double check. I can't really do that myself, or else I would. Players out Afghanistan is basically unavailable. They're not the only country like that. Vietnam, Iran, there's a lot of places, Switzerland, there's a lot of places where they're basically impenetrable. You can never invade them. And if you do, prepare to spill pretty much like half your country's blood for it. That's basically is kind of, the whole, aspect, and a lot of it is just because of the regions. It's because of geography. Fundamentally, like, your best friends and best defense when it comes to war is geography. And if you're in a country that is mountainous as fuck, got a lot of foothills, a lot of valleys, shit like that, like Afghanistan, Persia region, including including Iran or Persia today, Switzerland, like, I mean, shit, dude, it's literally impossible to invade. I mean, some of these countries are going so far out that they literally have like bunkers in people's homes and shit. And like, when it comes to Switzerland's case, and they even have bridges to this day, not kidding, to this day, in certain cliff sides that are rigged to explode and primed with C4 and shit like that in case they need to basically literally wall off the country if there happen to ever be at war, especially with a neighbor. Now, like, because they're even with different infrastructure that they have built with like different new bridges and stuff like that with like countries like Germany and France, those countries would be like, wait, what the fuck? Because they'll discover they have this C4 and shit planted on these bridges, and they're like, hey, it's a part of our defensive doctrine. Fuck you. So it's just like, I mean, they're just like, hey, this is just what we've done forever. What are you gonna do? Evade us? Fuck you. Like, they don't give a shit. They're just gonna keep doing that. And neighbors should just kind of recognize that is just going to happen, Like, I mean, it's Switzerland. It's just a part of their, like, defense doctrine. I mean, they should kind of go into these infrastructure projects when it comes to, like, these border bridges and stuff like that. Like, they should kind of come in expecting that they're going to do that just as a precautionary thing, because that's just been their defense doctrine for, like, 100 fucking years or something. They haven't changed it at all. We'll never have an external invasion of civil strife on any hand. Well, I mean, America could, but Yamamoto said it best. Behind, every blade of grass is a gun, kind of shit. Like, there's going to be an America with a gun behind every blade of grass. He recognized it. Like, that guy fucking studied here. Like, he lived here for a time. Well before the fucking war started. I mean, he also studied American culture, how Americans are like and shit. And he brought that knowledge back to them. And honestly, ironically enough, the Japanese thought of us as just brutish pigs anyway, so they thought, whatever, we could deal with that. Bitch please. Bitch please, motherfucker. Because frankly, the Japanese were, at that time especially, were just as, if not way more fucking savage and brutish. And basically, straight up have, like, done way more atrocities, than America really, well, America could have, but never did. America did some fuck shit. I mean, I ain't gonna deny that. But, I mean, it's like, if there's gonna be a competition of who is more fucked, I mean, America makes, like, top 5, for sure, but, I mean, guess it's gonna make the top 3. The Axis powers, maybe Britain. Like, I would argue that it'd be like Japan. Well, Germany and Japan maybe tied for first-ish. Maybe. I'd say maybe arguably Germany's first, then Japan, then the UK, because people forget the Indian rice famine and shit like that. British were pretty fucking heinous during World War II as well. Don't forget that. And then it'd be Italy because of Ethiopia with all the gas and chemical warfare they did there. And then from there, man, maybe America, possibly, maybe Soviet Union, honestly, but a lot of the war crimes that were, in human rights shit that they were committing was before World War II, before the Patriotic War. So, I mean, I guess if you include that, then I guess they would be, like, top 4, but and then America on 5th, but I don't know. I guess once you kind of get, down the line, it kind of gets a little debatable. That's my opinion. Speaking of scary stuff, China has a neutron mine. I like how Rose isn't even. I told Rose, like, hey, give it 5 minutes. And he's not even here. That little bitch. But speaking of scary stuff, China has neutron mines. Basically, can yeet you instantly without harming the equipment or vehicle you're in. The Soviets committed a bunch of war crimes against civilians in the waning days of the war. Well, yeah. I mean, I know there's, like, a lot of penal brigades and, like, what was it, like, that not one step back order, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, especially in the early days of the war, I guess that's why maybe for positions 3, 4, and 5 for the top 5 most heinous fucks in World War II, that could be debated. And yeah, I guess maybe like Germany, Japan, maybe Soviet Union, the UK, I guess Italy technically because of the Ethiopian War, but I guess this is where the USA could fall in line because they had the internment camps. They did a lot of fucking fire bombings and killed mass civilians, the nukes, arguably, and then Italy. So I think the top 5 position is what really could be debated. A lot of serial nastiness and looting. Yeah, like the rapes of Berlin, and shit. Yeah, the Soviets weren't exactly great either. But at the same time, certain officers, in different battalions were very critical and strict about shit like that and would literally just shoot anyone that fucking were doing shit like that. So that was also a mixed bag. I mean, because there were accounts of, like, if an officer heard about any of his men doing that shit, they would just fucking shoot him on the spot kind of thing. So it was a little mixed, but, I mean, there's always different reportings about shit like that, so. But that's kind of the whole fucking chaos of war, right? That's what's fucked about it. And honestly, it's why, I mean, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the, Ukraine war lately, but with this I kind of, decided to kind of check out some of the different combat footage lately, and then, like, the fucking, recent invasion into Kursk. It's like, is this like a defensive war anymore? Like, what the fuck is even going on there anymore? It's like, what's the fucking end goal here now? Because now there's, like, an invasion into Kursk. It's like, what? Does Ukraine want land now? Like, what the fuck is going on? It's like, this isn't really seeming like a defensive war anymore. Like, what the fuck is happening? It's like, this is going on for way too fucking long, and some of this footage is starting to get fucking freaky, dude. It was already fucked, but, like, it started to get really, like, spookily freaky. Where it's just like, it's just going to look like a literal drudgery, meat grinding fucking hellhole. It already is, but it just literally gets worse and fucking worse. And it's like, I mean, and every time I, like, seeing footage and shit, there's always, like, some dude, like, screeching out for mom or whatever the fuck in the background. Just shots popping off, artillery firing everywhere. Because Putin was bluffing after all. You know what? Even if he was, does it fucking matter? Neither of them are nowhere near considering on stopping this shit. I mean, Zelensky's fucking invading. Like, I mean, invading into Russia now, which I guess, as a counteroffensive way to pressure, Russia to stop the fucking war, I could get that. But, like, holy shit, like, it's getting to a point where this is getting too fucking ridiculous. Like, it needs to fucking stop. Like, how many fucking, like, young men and women and shit have, even from other countries have fucking died for this shit. And for fucking what? For what goal anymore? Is there even a goal? Like, Putin obviously has his intentions, but, like, what ultimately is the goal here besides just making a bunch of military profiteers a bunch of fuck you money? Because that's really what's going on. Now it's just a bunch of military profiteers making a bunch of fuck you money because they can. Like, that's the only reason why this shit's been going on for so long now. And Russia and their fucking war profiteers are making a bunch of fuck you money too. It's a mutual gain for both of them at this point. They don't give a fuck. I don't think the ultimate goals, for what either side wants in this war mean shit anymore besides just making money. I mean, war's been a racket. Amelia Butler said it back in, calling this shit out, during World War I and World War II. So what, you think shit changed? Putin wanted to annex Ukraine, I'm not sure. And isn't that kind of the fucking problem? At least, yeah, we could kind of get Putin's intentions, and obviously he can't fucking achieve it. At this point, he's only continuing the war, so his, war manufacturing profiteers in Russia, when it comes to, like, Sukhoi or Sukhorov or whatever, or Mikhail Korovich, what all these other, like, different manufacturers, like Tula, when it comes to ammo, all these other fucking, manufacturing companies in Russia. It's like, yeah, they're making a bunch of fuck you money, manufacturing parts, equipment, ammo, weapons, and yeah, buying some off of other, countries because they can't really keep up with the demand, granted. But, like, because a lot of the shit that, like, places like China, North Korea, etc., like, because they have the surplus of that old Soviet equipment and manufacture parts and shit too, they got a bunch of fuck you surplus. So of course they're gonna buy it. Because they'll make those war profiteers money too, and make, put a little coffers in their pockets as well. Everyone gets rich. So who cares? They don't give a fuck. Why do you think a lot of the, Western manufacturers have been, endlessly sending shit over there? Because they're the ones making the fucking money. And at what cost? At the proletariat and the working class being sent to a fucking meat grinder while these politicians and war profiteers fucking make a bunch of fucking money, fucking clinking champagne with each other. Same thing in Israel, too. Why do you think billions of dollars are going to their ass? Same fucking thing. For different fucking reasons. I bet Ukraine regrets listening to nukes they inherited from the fall of the Union. I guess, because that's the ultimate bluff card. Because who would, ultimately, who really is going to be doing the mad doctrine? Because, people have speculated about the Soviets dropping a fucking tactical nuke or something. Or not, Soviets, okay, whatever. Putin and Russia, like, it's like they were expecting them to drop a tac nuke. But, they haven't. So, and they've threatened it a bunch of times, and shit, but they haven't yet because it's a bluff card. I mean, the thing is, because even if they were to do that in Ukraine, they absolutely fucking know that the West, whether France, the UK, or the United States, or any fucking country that is, even remotely against them, will ultimately fucking turn their shit on them, and very fucking quickly, like within a fucking second. So. And honestly, they're already struggling to kind of, keep this whole, like, oh, we're the hegemony over here. And it's like, no. China's, playing the fucking, like, keep cards close to your chest game. And they're being smart about their shit. Because they're ultimately going to probably be the new hegemony. Russia fucking flexed way too hard on their traditional ultranationalist fascistic militarism. And that's why those type of ideologies, fascism, militarism, or other, authoritarian autocracy. That's why this shit ultimately, fundamentally burns to the fucking ground, and for good reason. As it should. Because that's what's going to happen to Russia at any moment, basically. Like, it's only a matter of time until people are ultimately fucking fed up with the, their people dying because, like, they've suffered for a fucking lot in, like, the last fucking 100 years. Between, like, the fucking revolutions and shit, between the fucking, like, World War I, World War II, with, like, different bullshit during the Cold War and stuff. I mean, they suffer for a fucking lot, and what, they think they want to suffer more of this bullshit? Of course not. They're working class, struggling folk just like you and me. And honestly, in a lot of ways, those civilians out there in Russia have it way fucking worse than us. Like, you know, the fucking wages they make are fucking piss poor to what we make over here in America. And the prices for their shit are the third of the cost of us. And they barely make piss water for fucking, goddamn wages over there with their fucking rubles. And that was even before the war. Remember when Tucker Carlson went over there being like, wow, everything's so cheap here. Yeah, but, consider the fucking income of these fucking people. They can't barely afford that shit. Yeah, you as an American, the privileged white boy fuckbag that you are, can fucking, achieve, some privilege there and with cheap groceries because your money means way more in value there than the fucking Russian ruble. But for those people, like, that is like, their conditions are worse than us because of that shit. Easy for you to say, Tucker Carlson, you witch white boy fuckbag Nazi piece of shit. No wonder he fucking loves Russia so much. An oligarchical rich boy aristocrat like his ass, live easy over there. No wonder they try to sell that shit to, white nationalists like far right, Republican leaning Americans over here because, for their dollar, for their bang and their buck here in America goes way fucking more over there in Russia. Like straight up. It goes way more in value and way more, for their bang and buck at the end of the day fundamentally than it would here in America. That's why. Because Russia and Putin's government can make fuck you money off of those people. That's why they encourage, white nationalists and far right leaning people to go into fucking Russia and visit their country or even live there. I mean, they've done ads and different shit like that before. I mean, so it's like, and there's even been people that have done that, come back and fucking regret it because they hated it. So, there's a whole fucking scam and a scheme going on with it because it's about making fucking money over there. It's always has been. And it ain't no different anywhere else, sadly. It's just how the fucking game works as it stands for now. Most people, especially with the global, proletariat fucking can, get past this shit. It ain't possible. It's a tough fucking road, though. Siberia's vast mineral wealth that Russia hasn't even developed yet. Nowhere near enough. Yeah, that's kind of freaky fucking thing. I want that to be a national reserve. There's a lot of places like there in. I actually found out in somewhere in East Africa, there's a volcano that is one of the rarest volcanoes because it actually spews out lava. It's the coldest lava in the world, and also has some, because it's a carbon-based lava. It's not a silicate-based lava like most lava traditionally is. In fact, it doesn't even glow. It only glows at night, basically, because of how low temperature it is. I mean, it'll fuck you up if you fall in it. It's like 500 degrees Celsius. I mean, it's not something to fuck with, but... Oh, wait, hold on. In amateur, there's a region that was taken out during the century humiliation. I was explaining. Well, okay, I missed that second comment. I just kind of wanted to mention this just out of that first thing that you were talking about. But no, I get what you mean. But yeah, but like I was saying, but like the cool thing about this carbon-based kind of lava though at this volcano is that there's a lot, and I mean, like it is like some of the most richest lava in earth minerals that one could collect, for like rare earth minerals and stuff like that, because it's always just like it's just always pumping out. But it's a national reserve and it's meant to be a national park, so no one can fucking touch it. And honestly, thank fuck, because that volcano will unironically be a fucking rare earth mineral mine if it wasn't. And that's kind of a fucking sad thing to think about. Like, we have to literally have national parks to basically preserve fucking land like that. It's like, what the fuck? Can we just, like, let land be land and just not fuck with it sometimes, please? It's like, Jesus. Thank Teddy for that one. Like, yeah, man, I think it kind of helped establish that precedent. Because I don't know if there was, like, national parks, really, at least as a concept, as a fully established thing. Up until Teddy, was like, nah. This land is too beautiful to even fuck with. We're preserving it. I mean, say what you want about Teddy Roosevelt, but dude, he was a badass motherfucker. He's like one of those dudes, even if he had some, kind of imperialistic tendencies, a big badass, like kind of like, pull yourself by the bootstraps, you little bitch boy. It's like one of those guys for sure. I could tell. But you know what? I respect that out of him. Like I actually like he's one of those few types where it's like pull your by his bootstrap, boy. Like he's one of the, like Teddy would be one of those dudes I would actually respect to be like, you know what? You're right. Like, he's so I don't know. Say what you want, flaws and all. I like him, respect him. Trying to also when am I retaking Tanu Tuva? Isn't it just called Tuva now? Isn't it already in China or Russia? Like it's well, I guess it is technically in Russia now, isn't it? It's like that Hearts of Iron 4 thing where the Soviet Union's annexed them. It's like Tanu what? It's like, wait, what country? I kind of forget that is, or at least was the thing. Was Travis Ravas for a couple centuries before it fell to the Russians. Well, yeah, and it became its own independent state for a while, too. He had a mentality, but he was like that one uncle was tough on you, but it was because he wants the best out of you, and it's because and not because he's a douche. Exactly. Yeah, Rose gets it. Yeah, exactly. He's like the tough uncle that just wants the best out of you, and he's not trying to be a douche. He's just trying to be stern and be like, look, don't be this way. I need to make sure at least you have like some level of like you are going to fucking remember this, so you can remind yourself, humble yourself a little bit, you little bitch. It's kind of one of those things. It's kind of being harsh, but it's like once you can like prove that like, hey, you know what, you're right, I'll work on that shit. And then you can at least show some effort. Then they're like, that's right. Honestly, my science teacher for biology and genetics class in high school was kind of like that. He would be hard ass and be blunt on you and be like, look, we're going to have a detention, but not because I'm trying to punish you, but because I want you to be here after school and I'll help you, guide you with some of these things. And if you showed up, he'll be like, hey, thanks for showing up, and actually be nice and sit down with you and be like, yeah, here's like, we'll rehash, things and talk and all that. Like, if you at least, it's one of those things where it's like, if you're putting some effort, be like, okay, and you're right. Then they will use that as kind of a way to help encourage you from there and be like, all right, you're actually showing to put the effort. You're not just being obstinate or whatever, or all that shit. You're actually trying to like, you actually took some of the word a little bit because you recognize I'm not just being a dick. And, it's just like, and also in a way, he kind of like would actually, notice if I'm not really, 100% kind of like a little down or whatever and be like, hey, you feeling all right, man? And I'd be like, yeah, just, my mom and dad had an argument last night and just wasn't good or something, or just whatever the fuck, some shit like that. Or it's like, oh, I'm just struggling in one of these classes or whatever. It's like, well, hey, if you want me to help, kind of figure that out, some of the stuff you're struggling in, or, if it's like the family thing, because I even will tell him that, because I eventually kind of got close to fun with that shit. And it's like, well, hey, I hope it gets better. I can't really help you with that, unfortunately, but, hopefully it does at least get better for you because, I do care about you, man. I'm just like, hey, well, thanks, because that's why, even to this day, I think about it sometimes because, like, I only say his last time because it's legit a badass fucking name, Blacksmith. Dude, he has such a cool name. Like, and I would always, like every now and then, like, once I kind of figured out what his, like, modus operandi was about his class and shit, because, I mean, a lot of it was just due to the strict, pure passion of it. And he also had like some genetic disposition where like his children would potentially have like some, I forgot what it was, but it was like they would become, like they would have like some a high likelihood of having like some sort of a genetic defect or something. And he didn't want that for his own kids. So he got a vasectomy. And then, in a way, he kind of took his philosophy with like, still wanting to have a kid, but using that with teaching. Like he would treat like his students almost like his kids in a way of wanting to at least make sure he could, he could do the best for his kids, for the students, and trying to maximize their potential and shit and outcome with stuff like that. And once I kind of got that, I was like, oh, I mean, he just is doing this for the best for people. He ain't doing that just because he's an asshole. Because for a little moment there, I kind of thought he was. But I was like, after a minute, I was like, well, no, he's almost kind of like almost being not just a teacher, but almost where he knows that like for some kids they might lack an element of the parental guidance aspect of things. He would kind of like be a substitute for that almost, not completely, but at least like a little substitute to kind of help make it a little more stable for a kid, in a way. He was a really great dude. He even led his classroom after school, at least on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where the Gay Straight Alliance would have their meetings and stuff in his classroom and stuff, because he was very pro-LGBT and stuff. So he was all cool with, all that type of shit too. And used to be in the USMC, like a really fucking cool dude, man. I wonder if he's still fucking teaching there, honestly, at the school. Because, honestly, one of these days I should just visit there during the school hours, be like, hey, are any of these teachers still teaching? Or at least maybe just shortly after school hours, because I know their hours have not changed. So it's like, maybe I'll pop in and see if any of them are still teaching, especially my band director, that science teacher, and a few others. Like, I gotta see if there's a few of these motherfuckers still teaching there, man. Because if I see them, I'm just gonna be like, holy shit. Well, I guess I'll have to wait because it's still summertime, so. Oh, well, they might be there. It's at the time of the year where they're going to be back, kind of getting things set up for, the new school year and shit, so. I mean, I could, I guess. Actually, probably be the best time to do it. Oh, and if I remember, I think band camp might be going on too, if that's still a thing. Shit. I might be able to at least see some of my old teachers, man. Dude, it'll be so cool to reconnect them. Oh, man, now I'm trying to wonder if maybe there's some, like, elementary teachers and middle school teachers that might be still teaching. I can see. Man, I gotta, like, do one of these, like, nostalgic, like, hey, see if there's some teachers that are still around and hit them up stuff. Because, man, I had some fucking amazing teachers, man. I'll say it. Like, I was really privileged to have, like, some of the teachers I did. Not all of them are the greatest, but, man, there's a lot of them I could think of by name that I'm just like, man, I thought hella fucking fondly of. Dude, I had, like, a 7th grade science teacher. He was, like, kind of a quirky dude, and I could kind of tell he was a little bit of, like, a punk almost, like a punk rocker kind of guy. A little bit of a stoner bro, probably likes to drink at the bars occasionally and stuff like that. You're kind of one of those dudes. And honestly, straight up, like, he introduced me to Bill Nye, all sorts of cool shit. Like, dude, a lot of the cool science projects I did in his class are so dope. Oh, my 8th grade science teacher, whew, holy shit, she was awesome. Very quirky, definitely kind of like a hippie mom type, but, dude, I love it, though. She was awesome. I remember both of them by name. I don't want to really like drop them necessarily unless they're like, kind of exceptional, but it's just mainly because like I don't know if they're still working or not. You know what I mean? I do actually know someone at the bar who's actually works in the school district. I should ask her. See, it's like, hey, do any of these names ring the bell, and are any of them still working at any of these schools? Because like I want to reconnect with them a little bit. Honestly, if you ever happen to maybe hook up with them, be like, hey, there's an old student that knows you that wants to hang out with you. Maybe swing about the bar. I don't know, like, because I want to like kind of reconnect with some of them. I want to see if there's some of them that are still hanging out and doing their thing. I've been kind of hitting a lot of nostalgia bombs lately, but maybe that's just because my birthday happened not that long ago. I was kind of reminiscing about different things. The mentality. Yeah, I heard about that. Bro, do you know what I've gotten sick of? All these fucking true paranormal stories that begin with, I used to be a skeptic, or I was an atheist, or I am an atheist, but there's even one story where someone described themselves as an alpha male, like, could you r/that really happened any harder? Damn, dude. Some just bunk ass bullshit is just being like, put in these fucking paranormal stories. Dude, Gen Alpha's taking over with it, bro. The skibbities are taking over with this shit. It's like, I used to be alpha male, but then the paranormal happened. Bruh. I used to be an atheist, but then I saw an angel. A biblically accurate angel. After I took a bunch of mushrooms. Man, I kind of wish I can fucking do a split screen thing or some shit with this. I will admit. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I should test it, but I wonder. I just thought of something. It wouldn't be able to be videos though, but what if I was able to maybe look at articles or Reddit posts or something? We wouldn't be able to see it here, obviously. Oh shit. I just saw that. I just saw that shit right now. Could I potentially spin a screen some pictures? I'm already going off for a minute now, so I don't really want to fuck with it, at least for now. But you know what? We're gonna do a test next time for sure. I think the next time we'll do a test on that because I just thought of that. I was like, wait a minute. Because I bet I can still have some background music stuff while yeah. I think I have a plan for next time we, even if it's a little lunch stream or something. I think I'll plan it out. We'll see what works. Because if I could do that, but I don't know if it would. That's the thing. I don't know if it'll work. We'll have to figure that out. Maybe it won't be able to be compatible because of how YouTube is when it comes to streaming specifically, but I don't know. That's why I don't want to necessarily test it out because maybe it might fuck it up or something. I don't want to do that. I watch True Pyramid Ownership on TikTok because that's the production value, but I can only take so many Reddit posts of someone who moved into a house where someone shot themselves to death. Because honestly, a lot of it's almost like copy pasta bullshit, and they just want to add their own flair to it. It's like, man, this is why I'm not that much of a paranormal dude, because a lot of it's just generic bullshit, basically. I'm into other stuff, maybe Skinwalker, Bigfoot shit, cryptid stuff, or UFO, alien shit like that. I'm more into that. Or even Leviathan, deep sea bullshit, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, I'm actually all right. But this paranormal shit, it's just the same shit, different day, just copy pasta in a different little flair. Who gives a fuck? That's just how I feel about it at this point. It's whatever. Ghosts, demons, all this, whatever. It's just obviously so goddamn staged and so fake that I'm just bro. Can we get some new things? They felt chill in the air, followed by a smell of anchovies rotting. Yeah, it's just literally some bunk bullshit. It's yeah, the chill in the air. Yeah, that's literally been overused since the fucking Ghost Hunters and everything else in between, bro. It's it's literally the same shit. Just rewritten in a different way, basically. It's who gives a... what? Give me something new. I had intense sweats. And all of a sudden, it looked like there was a fire spirit or something that just flew by and singed the edges of my mustache. Or some shit, the singes of my facial... at least add a little something different to it, throw a curveball, just straight up. That's all that's needed, honestly. Just throw some curveballs or something that's the antithetical of what people would expect. Instead of cold chills, make it intense sweats. Instead of some cold, ghostly figure. Make it like some fire demon thing or something. I don't fucking know. Like, God. If these stories are real, ghosts and demons would be the lamest shit. They are chill. That's what blankets are for. No shit. Yeah. It's like, seriously. Like, that's why I'm not really like into shit like that. I think it'd be kind of cool when it comes to more of like the biblically accurate, like freaky, creepy shit. But it makes more sense if you're like, some psychedelic or whatever, like, I don't know. Like, that's why I think like alien abduction stories and shit like that are just more cool. Like I said, like cryptids, aliens, stuff like that. That's just more, that's like a whole creative palette right there. You know what I mean? Even if you have a foundation for like a cryptid, like the Jersey Devil, Skinwalker, fucking Wendigo, whatever the fuck, right? Like all these different things. It's like, I mean, at least there's like, a foundation to work with, but you could do whatever the fuck you want with that for all intents and purposes. Same with aliens, especially with abduction, all that, right? And honestly, a lot of these abduction stories really just feel like it's a way for people to release their sexual fantasies while getting some news coverage because they want the exposure. I don't know. But, like, because a lot of these alien abduction stories, do really involve a lot of, like, weird sexual elements. Not all the time, but more often than not. So, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like, at least with, like, aliens and all sort of shit, there's, like, a creative foundation where the world's your oyster. Or I guess the cosmos are your oyster, basically, Like, you can do whatever you want with that. So at least there's more fun and creativity involved in aliens and like cryptids and shit. Fuck, you can't even make your own goddamn cryptid. Or even like, modernized, old cryptids that aren't really used as popularized anymore. It's like shit. I mean, at least with cryptids, there's also like your world's your oyster a little bit. Not as much, but there's shit. Especially with like skinwalkers and stuff, there's a lot of shit you can do with that for stories, right? Like, so, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's just like, even Bigfoot. You can make Bigfoot like a friendly, like, skittish, like, do I trust her? Or just one of those things where it's like, I'm going to kidnap you, eat you, and whatever. Or, like, you can do whatever with that, too, to a certain extent. It's just one of those things, man. It's like, that's why cryptids and aliens and shit like that is just more fun. It just is. More fun creatively, more fun to like make up different little stories, short stories, long form stories. Like ghosts and stuff. Like, dude, it's just literally the same shit. Just like recast in different ways over and over again. It's like you can only do ghost paranormal shit for so much, before you just literally run out of material. Unless you want to try to do some extra quirky, stuff to try to throw a curveball, and that may or may not work. It's not much of a foundation for that. I mean, it has its place. I mean, I'm not going to deny that. But I feel like a lot of the good quality shit that exists when it comes to paranormal shit, it's already out there. It already exists. I mean, I don't know how you can, like, put a new vision to it, I'm sure there's a way. The Miok spirit came in an upside-down cross and appeared in the wall of my bedroom. Oh, shit. Exactly. You think demonic stories would be more sexual? You know what? I've only heard one story of someone who claimed to be possessed in a quarantine and they blacked out. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, because I remember something, similar to this where, it was like that. But whatever the demon or ghost did, whatever, wasn't that impactful. Yeah, it was basically just like unleashing some sexual urges or something, and that was it. So basically, honestly, it sounds like, he probably had some drinks, wanted to fuck around a little bit. Liquid Courage was like, yo, let's get extra kinky. But kind of for, at the end of the night, after being exhausted, be like, I could use some food and water. And just fell asleep. And then next morning, he's like, if he recovered before, he wouldn't be fine. But the next morning, he's like, oh, I blacked out. Fuck. His partner was like, yeah, he did all this, and it was pretty kinky. And it's like, oh, you know what? We could get some clout and make this a crazy story. Why not? I bet it was some shit like that, bro. It's like if Harley came over, you know, and I was like, he's like, yo, won't fuck around. It's like, all right, here, let me chug this, wrap this up, and then mess around with him. And I was going to get food, but then I forgot, passed out. It would literally be that. But instead, I made a story out of it. Because they don't describe it. Their friends were there. You would think at one point one of them would be like, hey, guys, don't you find it kind of weird that Jeff is levitating in the air and speaking backwards? Yeah, you would think. But I guess not. Especially, dude, if one of my friends was straight up levitating, you know, and like speaking backwards in like some demonic tongue or whatever, dude, I would be recording that shit immediately and documenting that just for my friend to see. I don't even know if I'd upload because people would be like, that's CGI, that's bullshit. I'd just be like, no, dude, I'll show that to my friend and be like, nah, it's real. Like that, it'd be some shit like that. That's annoying. I'm pretty sure there's like a little pebble or something right there. But it's like, bruh. I don't think I was able to get it out. And it's so goddamn annoying. Because I can still kind of feel it in there. I think I can still kind of see it inside. I mean, though, I think the only way is just like, you know, take a little knife and just like just carve it out or something. I don't know. Just go fucking badass. I'm not going to do that, though. I'm just going to hope that maybe it was just a scab for mostly, and maybe I did get it out eventually, but... Also imagine a shit person would get up and they could possess someone's body. Now imagine a demon, but decided to go on nature walk. Sure. It's a very scenic demon. Well, at least that's, you know, demons like, you know, take scenic walks and shit. I like that. I mean, what, trying to risk me up with a demon? Is there like, you know, a demon that's got like, you know, some like, you know, werewolf looking shit going on and likes to take scenic walks in the woods? Because, I mean, if so, that sounds like a nice romantic date with a werewolf demon, okay? Trying to risk me up here? Actually, okay, it wouldn't be a horror story, but it would be like a weird romance story, honestly. A part horror, but mostly romance story. Between like a boy and his, you know, wanting to, you know, like a 25-year-old young boy wanting to, you know, get rizzed up by, you know, a scenic, you know, romantic wolf demon or some shit. I guarantee you there's like some fucking furry artist out there that actually unironically wrote that as a story. I'm willing to bet. I'm actually willing to bet like $10. $10. Not a lot. I'm just willing to bet a little bit. Because I guarantee you somewhere out there, and I bet you the furry that did it was probably wrote it really cringely. I could probably write a story like that and actually make it pretty nice. Motherfucker. I love how there's a lot of butane in there, but that is the light I get. Bruh. Why? Why? I want to burn down some water. That's so fun. It's like, son of a bitch. Whoa, that was an intense burp. Ooh, very tense burp. Damn. Well, shit, that was a fine burping day, I tell you what. I hate these fucking letters sometimes. I wish they would be a little better. Boo. Boo. But here. I'm gonna see if there's like. I kind of want to see if there's like, you know, some of them as a headline I can look at. Nope. Boo. Used to have a little app that would give me like, you know, some daily news, but this phone doesn't have that for me. This is some bullshit. Boo. Boo. Some nonsense, I tell you what. You know what? Here, actually, I want to do this really quick. I know I can at least get away with doing this. Here, give me 1 second on this. There we go. There we go. Man, I know at least for tomorrow night I'm after work, since at least it'll be a semi-Friday night. Or at least, you know, try to acquire that lovely phone stand of mine, because this flippy floppy bullshit is kind of driving me nuts. Just a little bit. Just a smidge. I definitely need to get a new pack of ladders, because this stupid little fucking... What's this company? What is this? Solar? Where is it even made in? Does it even say? It doesn't even say. Bleh. Bleh. Doesn't even say. What the fuck? But yeah, I need to get a new pack of ladders, because I hate how it's got full fucking some juice, but this tiny little baby that's bullshit. So tiny. I kind of thinking of some food now too. I'm starting to get a little bit of that munch. Blame Dewey for that. Let's give me the munchies. Got some nuggies and some pizza. There's leftovers. I should have and some burritos. Ooh, I got some burritos. I did buy some Tabasco sauce because I knew I was out. Oh shit. Some leftovers and a couple burritos. Shit, that sounds like a nice fine munchie now. Especially after yesterday, like, I was just like hibernating like a little squirrel, you know, like during Saturday, because holy shit, dude. 7 days straight and then kind of partying out for like 2 nights and then attempting to try to gain energy for a fucking concert. That, bruh, I was like pushing myself way too hard. I kind of felt bad for ghosting my friends a little bit and be like, hey, what's your status? And I was like, I'm too tired. I should have at least mentioned it's like, I've been like, you know, pushing myself too much. I really want to join, but, you know, hey, I'll, you know, send me some photos or something, you know, or whatever. But I was just too fucking out of it. Ugh. Straight up hibernation status. Like, it wasn't until like 3, I guess technically today. Well, I guess technically yesterday now, full time wise. But like, I was like straight. That was when I actually kind of finally woke up a little bit. I was like, well, it's 3 a.m. Let's reheat my burrito a little bit. Ate a little bit of that, and I realized, okay, well, not really as great as I thought, at least at that time. So I was like, all right, I'll just try to maybe save the rest of it. But I forgot to put it back in the fridge. And this morning when I woke up around like noon, I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to give that burrito to my dog because it's probably not really necessarily safe anymore, because I know if I were to reheat it on like my lunch break and eat it, I probably would fuck myself up, so that wouldn't be good. Because I've had too many times in the past where it's like I'll eat like food that is like just literally like hours past, so to speak, at least, a night, left over a little too long or something, kind of thing, where it's like, oof, kind of hits me in the gut. Even if it's in the fridge, I'm like, maybe a little day longer than shit, but microwave it should be fine. No, I had too many experiences like that, so it's like, man, all right. I know my dog got a strong stomach; he'll be fine with it. He's okay. He just does his usual shit. In fact, he was pretty excited to see me and be like, oh, he really wanted to play earlier, before I even started, my Insta stream and then, moving over here. But now he just like, well, you're here, so whatever. I was just taking a nap in the fucking laundry room like he usually does. Just being a little cat dog like he usually is at this point. Fucking goober. I mean, considering I do kind of have those unfortunate moments, I'm definitely going to at least use those for this Saturday, because I don't have the volume block party day off for some stupid reason. So I'm just like, bleh. I'm just like, nope. I'm going to make sure I go to that. There ain't no way I'm missing that bullshit. So I'm calling out on that. And I'm just going to use the like, I ate some bad food last night. Some leftovers, wasn't good, and I'm peeping my guts out. And then, honestly, because I know we're going to try to do a little bit like a one-night camp trip for Monday for Tuesday. I know I got Tuesday off. Going to do that for Monday, too, probably. Because, like, I use Sundays, like, well, I'm kind of recovering a little bit. And then on Monday, I'm like, no, I'm back into my, it kind of came back pretty fierce. So I don't give a fuck. I got sick days to use anyway. Like, I got vacation pay to use, so I'm using that for this last weekend I just had. Gonna use it for, use some sick days for some of these other things coming up. So I got plenty of that shit because I rarely ever use it anyway. So got plenty of time, got plenty of that spare, like, pay time that I can use to kind of cut this, kind of make up for the lack of the days, that, was working there. So whatever. Plus, I've been busting my fucking ass. I kind of deserve these. I kind of deserve to use a little bit of sick and vacation pay, so whatever. Good to use the rest of my vacation pay for Minneapolis and then New Mexico, then a few other things, but I got plenty of it for it, so ain't my problem. Hey, what's up, Harley? What's up, man? You want here? Hold on. While you're here, let me add you as a moderator. There we go. Yeah. Now it should be a mod. So now I can at least recognize your name in there. You don't have to do anything with it. It's just there so I can recognize your ass. At work. Shit. Yeah, I saw your little message on Telegram, and while I was streaming, I was like, I'm going to share my little thing really quick because I don't know if Rip is, up or not. So, shared it, mainly for his ass, but I think he'll pop in. Yeah, I also replied saying, like, hey, I'm free Tuesday. The only thing, at least, for Monday, which is like my kind of partial Friday-ish, I'm gonna at least swing by Duffy, see if I can find my phone stand, because I'm pretty sure I left it there on Friday. And then after that, just I'm just pretty much got nothing to do, at least until Wednesday probably. Might visit my mom on Wednesday or something like that. Maybe go to the river a little bit, for the dog. I haven't really decided yet. But hopefully, at least work has been pretty chill. I'm hoping. It's your Friday night, isn't it? Because I know you got Mondays and Tuesdays off. Actually, I know I got I think at the end of the the last week of August, or it might be the beginning of September month. I think I got Monday and Tuesday off for some reason. Work's been nuts lately, and yes, Friday. Nice. Yeah, I mean, next time I come over, I gotta tell you a lot about what the last 2 weeks of work has been. I mean, I kind of hated that I kind of ghosted Rip and Tyler a little bit from last night, just because I was so fucking out of it. Mostly because my body was just drained. I was busting my hump, with 7 days in a row at work, and then kind of partying out a little bit on the 15th with me, one of my family friends, and visiting them and going to Red Robin and shit. That's where I saw the Cybertruck too, when I showed that at, with the group chat and stuff. And then on Saturday or on Friday, I was just, I went a little more liberal with the drinking stuff. I had a couple Modelo's at Cha Cha Cha's, where I had some dinner with my folks and stuff. And then I got a little liberal with the, drink. I know Tyler bought me one. I bought two myself, and and all that shit. So it, a little more liberal on things, And the only thing I forgot was that fucking phone stand. So I know it's there because it ain't at the house, it ain't in the car. So I'm like, okay, that's where it is. I'm sure Sean picked it up and put it behind the counter and stuff to make sure the next time I go there, because he probably thought I was going to be there Saturday and pick it up, but I was just too fucking out of it even to go down there. Just oh, it's 10. I'm a little awake, but my mind was coffee and food, but Duffy's don't. Well, they got food, but not coffee. I was well, I guess I could drink a coffee while I'm there and maybe have one drink and just grab my phone stand, maybe sing a couple songs, but and even then I was just not motivated to even get up for that. There was a shooting over here yesterday at the park, and then 2 dudes got in a fist fight outside. What the fuck? Weirdly enough, there was a fist fight that happened at my work not that long ago. That happened on fucking Wednesday or some shit. There was a straight up full fucking fist fight outside. The cops came. In fact, the cops pulled over a car that fled the scene, where some of those people that started a fist fight, and even fucking pile drive a dog on the ground or some shit. And I'm just when I heard that and I saw those people with their dog, still parked over near the corner of where the exit was at the store, I was I kind of want to walk, because I was on my last break, and I kind of want to walk over there and be are y'all okay? And is your dog okay, man? I'm a dog owner myself, and when I heard kind of the gist from what my coworkers were saying, I want to at least make sure your pup's okay and all that. All good, hopefully. But I didn't, because I didn't want to add extra stress or be who's this guy or whatever, I don't want to cause extra problems, even though I don't think it would have. But it's just one of those things where it's oh, it ain't my problem, so I'm just not gonna really bother with it. No, I kind of really felt bad for dog. When I heard that, I was well, fuck whoever did that and fuck those people, and hopefully they get charged and arrested. When I was walking across the street, I saw police lights way down the street a little bit, with a car pulled over. I'm those are probably the folks right there that, so they didn't get far at all. You know what? At least that's the rare time where I think the cops were doing a fucking job, at least. They fucked. Because, I don't give a fuck if there's, beef between people. If one of them has a dog or some shit, do not bring their fucking pet into it. In fact, just back the fuck off, you know? It's like, don't, like, you know, add some weird trauma or some bullshit, you know, to, you know, that person's pet or whatever the fuck. Silver Park, I got a 12 pack. All right. Yeah, I'm free on, you know, yeah, I'm free Tuesday. So, yeah, if you want to, like, pregame, you know, maybe over here, then, like, you know, early on, maybe play a couple rounds of pool a little bit, maybe on the Wichita or something like that. And then we go down to Selwood around, like, whatever Stefan wants to meet us. I mean, because, hey, honestly, like I said, I'm kind of free all day that day. So if you want to, you know, do that, that works for me. Be in my place and we all, you know, just bike over there at the very minimum. That works. Could buy a burrito, maybe a couple drinks myself, you know, at least, you know, kind of help, you know, spread that 12 pack around a little bit. I'm sure Tyler will be available too. I'm sure he'd be free. He's usually off on Tuesdays, ain't he? Might be a work night for him, but I'm sure, like, depending on what time we show up and hang out and stuff, like, he would be able to kick it for a while. I'm sure he'd probably have to come after band practice, but I swear to God, if he's like, I need the shower, it's like, bitch, it's your homies. Dude, like, I smell like my dog half the time, okay? Like, for fuck's sake, like, Jesus Christ, like, who cares? Just show up. I don't care if you smell like a sweaty, raunchy fucking bear, okay? Like, if you smell like a skunky ass bear, I don't give a fuck, bro. Just, like, you know what? Do what I do sometimes and just do this. Spray some of that Axe or some shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, just who cares? Who gives a fuck? Just show up. Like, I mean, fuck your shower. Do that when you get home. I gotta stay away from the house for a while and lay low because the Mariners beer has been up my. I kind of think I know what you mean. What, like Mike's? Yeah, Mike, Logan's brother. He's been kind of pressuring you to, you know, drink with him a little bit with that. Dude, like, Michael was on a phone call with Logan the other night when Logan was hanging out with me, and it was like, yo, you want, like, I kind of like to do karaoke and stuff. I wasn't trying to enable, but I'm just like, well, it's Friday and Saturday. I'll tell you what the times are with that place, but look, if you're there, I'm not necessarily going to buy you drinks and stuff, like, you know, because I know you got your, you know, I know it's a struggle with you, but, like, you know, hey, if you want to just sing karaoke and have some Coke or some food or whatever, I'll pay for food and stuff. But, like, I'm not enabling the drinking part of that shit. And honestly, like, I like to get food there. They got some pretty decent onion rings and chicken tendies and stuff. So, I mean, not a lot of food options, but, well, hey, for the food they got, pretty good. Honestly, they're totally okay with bringing your own food too. So it's like if you have like food that you bring on the go and stuff, as long as you just like pay for drinks, even like a soda or whatever the fuck, they don't give a shit. I've never had issues with it. The actual manager of the property is gonna be giving you trouble. Oh, the manager? Really? So the manager's been up your ass and shit too. Wait, why? Wait, why is the manager going all up in your ass? Like, there's no reason. I don't see any reason for them to be up your ass. Like, what the fuck are you doing wrong? Is it because you're not technically on, like, the, you know, the lease or whatever the fuck? Is it some shit like that? I mean, because... I mean, that's just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know any details of, like, what the status is of how you are there. But, like, it doesn't seem like there should be any problems as far as I see it. Because, like, you tend to keep to yourself. Even Logan says, so, like, yeah, he tends to just kind of hang out in the garage, do his own thing sometimes, and... You know, he'll come out when he wants to, but yeah, just kind of just chills. I mean, so for the most part, it seems like you just kind of mind your own business. So, like, what the fuck are they on your ass for? That's just like what? Because there's like some cars that you have over there or some shit? Is that it? Because they've been there for quite a while and they haven't had a problem then, so why is it suddenly a problem now? This doesn't really seem like it makes sense. Like, honestly, the only thing I could potentially think of is, like, if you may or may not be on, like, the lease. Whoa. Major a little hiccup. I'll give it a second. Okay, here, I'll just kind of give it a second. I think I'm having a little hiccup. I can't get to a stream. But I'll tell you when I see you next. Yeah, sure, no worries. That's totally fine. Yeah, but I mean, it just kind of seems like it's bullshit. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I mean, you'll tell me what deets are, but it just definitely does seem like some bullshit. Because I don't, as far as I could tell, I kind of don't get why that's the case. The only thing I think of is like, and because I just don't know, is that if you were a part of the lease or not. Like, because that would frankly be the only thing I could think of. And if so, it's like the next time the lease is up, just put your name on there, I guess. I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like I don't really see what the problem is, at least from my perspective. I mean, there's some extra deets. Well, hey, we'll be hanging out. You know what? And you and I need to be hanging out more often. Goddamn it! Like, I mean, honestly, it's like I say, you're still my bro, still my homeboys. Yeah, I kind of get my little grouch and my little sassy bitch boy kind of thing going on. I'll admit that, but it's like, hey, you're still the G, it's like, so you definitely at least, you kind of like, swing by more often and stuff like that and kick it more. And, even that goes to my way, visiting your ass just even spontaneously at your place too. Because, I mean, hey, also, because I know, like, me and Logan want to do, like, a little movie night at his place at some point, so, you know what? We all hang out at Soho and stuff, lean back at Logan's movie night. Because I know I know me and Logan were talking up, like, a fucking movie night about watching some different films and stuff. And there's actually some movies I want you all to watch and shit, too. Because I think it'll be kind of cool. So, ooh, dude. Yeah. I don't know if Stefan may or may not be down with it, but would you? You can, throw up a movie or two. I'll throw up a movie or two. Logan can throw a movie or two, and we'll just, we'll at least watch one of each and, see where we're at. Because, I mean, I got a day off Wednesday, too. I mean, well, at least try to watch two for sure. I mean, you can make a vote. Some democracy. A little bit of democracy for the boys. Ooh. Got my little lady be giddy. confessions must be made. Pretty stoned. Pretty stoned to be gonies. You know what? I got some dank ass leftovers and some burritos that are calling my name too. I'm almost done with this as well, so I think at the minimum I'll at least finish this off. At least have one more bro ready to go. Just a little bit there. Man, I cannot wait for like the little like hike / camp out. I want to at least try to see if even if maybe Logino can't necessarily bring the doggos, like maybe I can at least see if Zukov will come along, because I can at least, keep him pretty tempered and pretty chill, and most he's ever going to do is just want to explore everything. At least for me, he's pretty chill about everything. Monday and Tuesday. Well, I know at least for next week, I technically work Monday. I'm going to maybe see if I could switch with somebody and then just at least let my store director know so she doesn't freak the fuck out or whatever the hell and all that other shit. But at the very minimal, I'm at least going to try to, see if I can switch with somebody. And, and if not, fuck it. I'm just, Well, oh, wait, hold on. I can't. Well, if I do that, then they're going to suspect if I do call in. They're going to wonder why. God, okay. You know what? I can't do that. Unless I can take the word of my, fellow coworkers to be like, hey, if y'all can't do it, that's fine. But you ain't going to say shit if I call in, right? I'm just going to have to do that on the beach. Dude, the beach has been calling me so hard. I'm the one, honestly, look, credit to me and Rip City. Him and I were the ones who kind of, put this out, as a thing. And Logan really has been trying to pressure to commit to it. So I give him credit for that as well. So, the fucking boys are going to be doing the camp out. We're dragging Tyler too. I don't give a fuck. We're dragging his ass. Getting the whole gang together, bro. We're getting the gang together. Straight up, son. We're doing it. I ain't missing that shit. Like I ain't missing that volume block party. And like I said, I got an angle with that. So man, I can't wait. I'm gonna be doing some devious licks. Some devious licks on the weekend, bro. Woo! And Tyler bought me some Sepultura tickets, so all I have to do is just buy the fucking train tickets for his ass and for me. Unless Stefan wants to go, and then I could just pay for his ticket and then carpool with him. I'm gonna ask him, because I'm gonna direct ask, look, Tyler paid for my ticket. He bought me it as a birthday gift. Do you want me to buy your ticket, and and maybe either Tyler or I will also cover the carpooling and whatever the fuck. I'm gonna straight ask him, and if whether he says yes or no will dictate whether I buy train tickets or not. But I can at least hold off on that because usually, there's never a time where trains are fully occupied. So. The train ride I took, it was me and 3 other people sparsely placed in my own little train cart. So it was there was barely anybody. So it's the idea of I could probably literally walk up that day and be like, hey, can I buy a train ticket and also buy one for the next train from Seattle back home or whatever, and all that. And they were like, yeah, sure. They didn't give a fuck. That's how I did it last time. I literally just walked up. I bought at least a ticket, to get up there by, noon to 3, or whatever. And then, straight up, I missed that train. So it's hey, is it okay to switch, for the very next, train? And they were like, oh, yeah, we could do that. It's like, is it okay if I also bought like, the next train from Seattle to Portland? And they're like, oh yeah, we could do that too. So it's like I only paid for the Seattle to Portland train ticket, but they just switched my ticket over because and honestly, the main reason why is because some tweaker was blocking the fucking train. And for the light, for the Max Rail line and shit, and it delayed the fucking train, so I missed my train by like fucking 5 minutes or whatever the fuck. It was bullshit, bro. It was some bunk. Because by the time I got to Union State or King Station in Seattle, I was gonna, buy my next train, ticket outward there and just hang out in Seattle for a little bit. But no, I had to be there by like pretty much like an hour before the show doors open and fucking like bum rush my way over there. It was just fucking ridiculous, dude. But you know what? It was an adventure. It was fun. I don't even regret any fucking thing about that. It was a good fucking trip. I'm 100% down. Over Sepultura? Shit. You know what? If Stefan ain't down, look, I'll say this. I'll pay for your fucking ticket and the train tickets if you want. I mean, straight up. I mean, look, it'll cost me a little arm and a leg, but... Well, how about this? Like, I'll pay for me and Tyler's stuff because he, kind of surprised me with that. But I'll pay for your ticket and, for the train and the show. But, I mean, it's one of those things where, hey, like, you'll have to kind of pay me back a little bit, at least at some point. But, I mean, I'm not going to be pressuring that at all. But it's one of those things where it's like, well, especially for some of these other shows or like some of these other trips I'm going to be having in the future, it's one of those things where it's like, but, hey, I believe in you. I trust in you. It's not a problem for me. And plus, hey, it's in October 10th, so it's a little ways away. So October 11th, October 10th, just those 2 days, that's it. Pretty simple. I mean, if you work like a night shift anyway, I mean, like the first train out of Seattle will be around like, I think 6 to 7. And you'll get to Portland by like 11 at most. And then, so you can take a quick little power nap for like 4 or 5 hours or something like that. It's, the little power sleep mode. Get to work, whenever you need to, for the next day. And, have a little Monster Energy. Like power through it a little bit, but I forget which day specifically is October 10th, but that would be, the day that would happen. So if you want to at least, check the schedule out a little bit, have a little Seattle vacay a little bit. If Stefan isn't 100% down, and even if he is, then I'll pay for your ticket anyway, and I don't have to worry about a train ticket. Because I won't have to buy, Tyler or me a train ticket or anyone else. Like, he would just drive us up there. Okay. Honestly, I think Stefan would genuinely be 100% down if you're down for it. Because I'll pay for your and Stefan's ticket, and we could just carpool the rest of the way. All right, I think we got it. Let Stefan know about that. Because if you're down, I'll pay for you and Stefan's ticket if, because he's been kind of like teetering around it. So convince him. Do it. Convince him. Will save me money. Because this Thursday, I'll splurge on that shit. Straight up. Which are you talking? Sepultura? It's going up in Seattle. It's on October 10th. It's a little ways away. Unless they're talking about, like, the camping trip that's coming up pretty soon. I mean, then obviously I'm 100% down for that. But I think, because I was talking about that trip, going up with Tyler a little bit. When it comes to Sepultura and Obituary. I know you would like them. I think if you listen to Sepultura and maybe from Tyler, some Obituary a little bit. I know it's a show that I think you would enjoy. I know there's like, I think 2 bands for sure that are openers. I don't know about them that much. I know the co-headliner is Obituary, and then the main headliner is Sepultura because it's their farewell tour. And I was just, and I was like, there ain't no way in hell I'm missing that shit. So I think Tyler sensed that a little bit as well. I'm just like, honestly, now at this point, I just need to worry about like getting Creator and Testament tickets for Roseland here pretty soon, and then Judas Priest and Sabaton. Those are like the 2 main shows I definitely want to go to outside the Volume Block Party and shit like that. Kind of tired, so I was not that. Oh, really? I don't know, man. To me, it's like a second Portland to me, dude. It's like a little home. It's like a secondary home. Like every time I'm up there, I always kind of feel comfortable and kind of legit kind of feel at home almost. It's just not affordable. That's the problem. It's really bougie. Way more expensive than Portland. Like, I'm going to grant that. There's flaws in Seattle. Ain't dogging on that. But I will admit, like, the aesthetic and the culture and, a lot of things about Seattle, like, I've always thought of it as, like, if I had, like, fuck you money, basically, and if there was anywhere that I wanted to live outside of Oregon that wasn't, like, maybe some ranch land in Montana or whatever the fuck, it would be in Seattle. I mean, like, it's always been kind of a little second home to me, a little bit. Not that far away from Portland. Easy, like 2-hour drive, maybe 3-hour train ride, 30-minute plane ride. Not that far away, So it's like, I always, can go back to the home base, pretty easily. I don't know. Yeah, I got a little bias. I got a soft spot for Seattle. I mean, there's definitely some flaws for sure. I ain't gonna dog on that, but, it's like Portland. Portland's got flaws, but you know what? It's my spot. I own that shit, Like, hey, it's our flaws, but we get to bitch about that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't give, I don't want to hear no bitching and motherfucking bullshit from other people that live outside of states and, commie Portland or commie Seattle. Now, fuck that shit. We get to bitch about that shit. Not those fucks. Fuck that. Like, I'm going to fucking, be a diehard, for, Washington and Oregon and just the West Coast in general for shit like that. Flaws and all. Because we get to bitch about that. We know what that fucking shit is like. It's just one of those things where it's just like, I mean, I got my bias. I own the flaws, but it's like, we get to bitch about that. I get to bitch about it. Because it's my home. It's my place. Like, I mean, I know what the fucking issues are, and I know the nuances of it all. These, Texans or, like, people from Idaho, wherever the fuck, even Eastern Oregon to an extent, it's like, they don't know shit. It's like, they don't got no room to bitch. It's like, I do. None of them do. Greyhawk, that band you guys said I would like this man is freaking Epic Cell. I really wish that I could have gone to that. I've kind of felt bad because, like, I was just so out of it, dude, to just, like, busting my ass and kind of partying out the last 2 days alone. Like, I thought I could do that third streak, but when Tyler showed up out of nowhere, I was like, oh, no. Because, dude, when he did that, Zukov was, like, chilling right by me over here, and he went, oh! Freaked out and just like, shit. And then he stepped on my head. I wasn't having a hangover, but he, like, ignited one, basically, because Zukov in his little fucking, like, what's up, bitch? Fucking, did that to me. And I was like, god damn it, bro. And I told him, I was like, look, I don't have a hangover right now, but I guess I do now because Zukov just stepped on my head when you showed up like that. It's like, man, I felt like I would have preferred you just stopping for my, like, door, in my bedroom instead of this. It's like, shit, man. I don't blame him. It was just Zukov being a dork, but, I mean, because he's done that when you show up at my window, and so, whatever. I don't even blame him. But it's just like, oh my God, bro. Like, it probably, like, I feel like that was, like, the nail in the coffin where it's like, man, I probably could have, like, busted enough energy to, like, join you, get a coffee at Safeway real quick, all sort of shit, but Zukov just fucking kicked me right in the fucking head. Ain't that a kick in the head? Like, did some Dean Martin shit on my ass, bro. It's like, what the fuck? Ugh. I mean, it didn't do like the band Nighted, like, dude, like did some night and shit with the fans. Like, man, like I really do feel bad, but you know what? Now I know the name of that band, so I'm gonna look them up, and then next time I, can see, or at least an opportunity to see them live, then I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pull the trigger and fucking go see them live because they sound fucking awesome. I'm just gonna see if like maybe Tyler or someone else could join me, but hey, if not, then I don't give a fuck. I'll just tell them the story about like I was gonna see you, but I was so fucked up on my birthday and shit, and with work and all sorts of shit that like I had to take the opportunity to see you live next around here. Fuck, man. Like there was a coin toss in me, but I tried. I did it even multiple times. I was like, man, we could do it. No. Just couldn't. Next time I see Stefan and Tyler, I'm going to tell them, it's like, man, I tried. Like, I really tried to muster as much energy as I could to go to that shit, man. Even if I was late. Like, I tried, but I just fucking couldn't. Like, I was, like, from the 7 days straight of work and the deep clean bullshit and all this other garbage, and being hounded on stress, family bullshit, partying out on the 15th and the 16th for my birthday. It's like all that just like culminated into me just being basically literally a zombie. Like I just couldn't, it's like I wanted to, the gumption, the id in me wanted to so bad. And I kind of got a little depressed over it too, even. I was like, man, I want to so bad, but my energy, man, I just kind of thought in hindsight, it's like, look, I would have honestly been way too fucked up if I went there because, like, the sleep deprivation, even if I had a coffee and some, quick little snack or some food or whatever, like, it just wouldn't help. Maybe for the quick, immediate energy, but once I started, like, getting into the, into the show, like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where, I think I took the safe gamble. Hey, it ain't the end of the world. It's not like I ain't gonna, it's not like, missed opportunity forever. Local band, they're gonna show up again and tour at like one of these other venues. Like, if it ain't the high water mark, it might be Misdemeanor, it might be fucking the Bossa Nova as an opener for some other band. Who knows? Whatever. Twilight Tavern, even. Hey, what's up, Rip? Talking Spaghetti Night MC. Hey, just kind of missed Harley a little bit. Yo, I think Greyhawk is from Seattle. Oh, they are? Yeah, I was actually just mentioning, like, I kind of felt bad for kind of ghosting guys and stuff from the other night and shit, but, like, dude, like, I was working 7 days straight before that fucking little weekend and then just kind of partying out from the 15th with my family friends at Red Robin. I didn't see our Cybertruck. And then on 16th, and I was just like, I was so out of it, man. Like, I really there was like a coin toss in me. Like, I could do it, just push through it. But I was just like, I just kept fucking passing out. It's like, man, and I just like, I can't do it. I'm just going to pass out. And that's what I did. And then I woke up at 10 where I was like a lot more energized. I was like, oh man, oh no. I was like, then I woke up and reheated my burrito and tried to eat whatever was left of that, and then I was like kind of listening to something, and I just kind of went fucking like, I'm drained again, and I just fucking fell asleep. I just kind of went into hibernation squirrel mode. It was kind of fucked, but I definitely am kind of glad I didn't push myself because, man, the 7 days straight and then like, partying out a little bit on the 15th and the 16th, especially on the 16th, and also shit. It's like, I really pushed myself a lot. I mean, honestly. So, I mean, I do feel bad, but, I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like, I'm kind of glad I took the safe bet and just slept a lot of that off and hibernated. Because honestly, now I feel fine, so I took the safe bet because honestly, if I did do that shit, I would be so fucking out of it right now. I probably wouldn't even be streaming right now, honestly. I do my little, like, stream hangout with Venom on Insta that I did earlier, about 2 hours ago, and then I would probably just been like, all right, well, I just would have passed out. But, I used to be a fucking hound for this shit, but it's like, man, I just can't push myself that hard anymore. I want to, but sometimes I just gotta take the safe bet. Spiced spaghetti with sausage, zucchini, broccoli, onion, marinara. Ooh, that sounds fucking fancy and so delicious right now. You don't even know, bro. That's way better than what I'm about to have. I'm just about to have some burritos Tabasco, some chicken nuggies, and a few other like a pizza slice or two for leftovers, and just like let's combine all that into some dankness, and that's about it. I'm like, that's all I got. That sounds way better than what I got going on. I could probably, eschew the broccoli a little bit and maybe replace that with jalapenos. I love me some jalapenos. It's a green. Has a little spice to it. You already got spiced spaghetti, so why not the extra kick? Is the Sucker Bombastis song really playing right now? This goes way too hard. Jalapenos instead of spaghetti instead of broccoli, huh? I like spice. I don't know. What? Well, enlighten me, sir. I don't know. I've never heard of that, lol. Well, now you did. This goes way too hard. This literally has no right to go as hard as it does. Major Saparo's ass. Well, apparently. You'll tell me a little more off stream and stuff, so next time we hang out, I'll ask him about that. I mean, I tend to be pretty liberal about bitching about work over here, but I'm not really worried about, like, my manager or some shit finding this. You need me to do, I'm gonna, like, look, this is all my off time. Like, keep it to yourself. What stays on stream, like, what happens on stream stays on stream. How about that? Like, I'll put them the fucking philosophy, and next time it seems like that's serious. Don't. If your manager pops in. I mean, which one? Like the store director or my manager? Because thing is, I don't say shit about what I do on my off time. Outside of maybe, like, hanging out with my dog or dealing with that shit or what, like whatever, whenever they happen to question about what the fuck I do or whatever, I mean, they never really question what I do on my off time for the most part. It's all about the cooked broccoli with some melted cheese. Well, Harley, you know how I am about cheese, and I'm honestly not the biggest fan of broccoli. Like, the flavor, texture is fine, but the flavor is like, I never really liked broccoli, just for the flavor. I mean, it just never tastes really good for me. It's really good in iron, and it's healthy for you and all that. Like, look, I'll grant this. If it's in something, but it is, like, not fully mixed in, like, or, like, if it's in there, but it's not the predominant ingredient or something like that, sure, I'll probably, be fine with it. But, like, it's just one of those things where, on its own, I just don't like it. Or if it's, like, a predominant thing, I just don't like it, really. Probably kind of. I'm probably about to start an argument, am I? I bet Harley's about to cook up like an argument, like, nah, bro, you're full of shit. Bro. Nah, you're just fucking wrong. Yeah, wrong. Nah, that's a bunch of bullshit. You're wrong. You're wrong on that shit, boy. I bet he's like about to cook off right now, or is cooking off. He's trying to articulate, his argument right now. It's like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. This is a war crime against humanity that he just sold upon us. I mean, like I said, if it's in consolidation, like, I'm okay with, like, a little bit of broccoli if it's in, like, like a spaghetti or something. Kind of like what, Stefan was saying. But, honestly, like, I'll probably add, like, a few other ingredients to kind of, like, help diversify the brock a little bit. But if it's, like, some straight-up brock and milk and cheese, I'm like, we need, like, a bunch of shit in there to, like, even justify me eating that. I'm sorry, but we just need to get some beef. We need to get some, like, onion. We need to get a little bit of, like, some other ingredient. Like a little bit of jalapeno. A little bit of, like, some bell peppers. A little bit of fucking, like, some green. A little bit of that fucking, like, some diced up, garlic and shit. A little bit of some sausage, diversify the meats a little bit. A little bit of fucking goddamn some, shredded chicken. Some stuff like that. Like, we need to diversify that shit a little bit, I tell you what. We need to make it like a full-on Cajun beauty, I tell you what. Add a little add a little bit of that crawler shrimp, I tell you what. Okay, now we're starting to cook. Now we're cooking on gas. Now, see, all those ingredients, the broccoli, the cheese, all that's in there, but now I'm starting to sell myself into it because now we're adding all these dank, delicious, scrumptious ingredients. So we just gotta add on deliciousness. We gotta add on the spunk. We need to make like a full-on gumbo with this bitch. You know what I'm saying? We need to make a gumbo or like, some shit with this bad bitch. I tell you what, that's how you're gonna get me to eat all that shit. I tell you what, like, you gotta make a full-on delicious dank gumbo. A dank-ass gumbo. Now the southern to me is coming out. Now I just want a fucking good old southern goddamn gumbo. I tell you what. Dude, the southern straight just came out of me right now just thinking about this. I tell you what. Goddamn. Goddamn, now wants a gumbo. Oh, some boy man wants a goddamn gumbo now. Tell you what now, boy. Tell you what, brother, now the gumbo. Taking over. I'm Oh, motherfucker, do not do that. I'm not gonna clog this fucking thing. God damn it. I'll take broccoli, slightly seamed with black pepper. Okay, that actually does sound a little good. Like I said, I think I want to add a few extra veg. Dude, if there's like some stir-fried veg, oh, dude. Stir-fried rice. Veggie stir-fried rice, bro. Stir-fry some rice with some onion, some broccoli, some fucking jalapenos and some shit like that. You don't like fondue? Dude, some gumbo, soup, fondue. Dude, I mean, am I not, like, talking about some dankness right now? Like, dude, I'll put fondue in that equation. You know what? I will admit, I haven't really had, like, a good, full, like, certified fondue. I've had, like, some people that will make, like, a stoner variant of a fondue and some shit like that, but I don't really qualify that. So I haven't really had, like, a good traditional style, like, fondue. And I, yeah. I'll be down for some fondue. Sounds like some dang shit, though. Like I said, like, the southern eating boy in me is coming out, like, straight up. Like, the dankness that I'm thinking about when it comes to like some gumbo, some soup, fondue. Dude, I had like a tortilla soup, for dinner with my parents at Cha-Cha's. Bro, that soup is so dank. So fire. So fire, bro. It's like tortilla-based pasta, and I'm just like, bro, so dank. Coworker's laughing his ass off at you. Well, tell him to fucking subscribe, and he can laugh his ass off more often, especially on his spare time. Because you know what? I don't give a fuck if he's laughing at me because he thinks I'm a retard, or because he generally thinks I'm kind of funny, or whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit. Yeah, maybe he, I don't care. Whatever. This is my hobby anyway. I'm not making money off this. I mean, hey, I welcome it. So whatever. I think I was cash the last little bit. This will blow out. Get myself some of my food. Because food sounds so goddamn good right now, bro. I also have some pork buns for my doggo. So he gets to be spoiled a little bit too. He doesn't even need his kibble. I've just been spoiling the shit out of him. You had him leftovers from my burrito from the other night. Not bad. How these pork buns. Spoiled shit. Oh, what the fuck? Clog that little hoe. Boo. Yeah, I need that. Okay. There we go. That should fix it. I'll just squeeze you a little bit in there. There we go. So. Nice. Anyway, let's call it good for the rest of the lovely evening. Get myself some food, all that fun shit. So let's peace out and see y'all in that next one. So, toodaloo.